friends, and welcome to episode 4 of the Drew Smoke Roadshow. Today we're coming to you from Texas Borders Bar and Grill on FM 1093 in Katy, Texas. And today we're going to be joined by my co-host, Scott Chapman from Proud Pie.
Hello.
We're also going to talk to Kellie Bruney Wann from Texas Borders. She's going to talk to us about the Katy food scene and how it's evolved over the decades that she's been in business. We're also going to talk to Diane Covert from the Krause Children's Center. We're doing a fundraiser today. They have 60 girls in their care, and we thought it'd be a good idea if we could buy them all a pair of shoes, a pair of slip-ons, name brand. They pick their shoes. Give them a choice to where they get what they want, and which, you know, in the situation they're in probably doesn't happen a whole lot. So how are you today, Scott?
I'm doing great. How are you, sir?
I appreciate you being here, man, making time for us. You're a busy guy.
Well, I'm not as busy as you think I am, but I certainly have time to take for you anytime that you need me. Yeah,
no, thank
absolutely.
you. So before we get started with Scott and Proud Pie, just have a couple of announcements. We have a couple of openings coming up. Big Easy Cajun Bar and Grill on the Grand Parkway near Yai's Thai Kitchen and Gallery Furniture will be opening very soon. Maybe this weekend, certainly soon after that if they're not able to get open like they hope to. A new opening that I'm kind of excited about. I don't know a lot about it, but Diverse Bar and Grill, and it's over by the Katy Mills Mall on Kingsland Boulevard near Pin Oak, back there in that corner, and they are a Cuban Spanish fusion. Doesn't that just sound like magic?
It does. It really, really does. I can't wait to go and try them. Yep.
I'm going to have to go find that out. And then coming soon, Grub Burger Bar. It's going to be I-10 and Greenhouse. They're coming in August. Burgers, wings, salads, and cocktails is what they advertise. You can't go wrong with that.
You can't. I've tried Grub Burger Bar before. There was one shop that's over where the Hop Dottie Burger Bar is, kind of in the Memorial area. And the great part about their burgers is they use whole briskets and grind whole briskets. And the burger was so juicy. It was really, really good. So I'm really excited to take a look and visit the Katy one once it opens up, hoping that they're using the same recipes, it's the same ownership and that sort of thing. So
I hope so too. Wow, just ground brisket. That's a great
fantastic.
idea.
100% brisket, and it was they were some of the juiciest hamburgers I've ever tasted. Really good fries, really good shakes. I went there with my wife a couple times. Went there with work a couple times when I was in the hotel industry. It was a great place. Yeah,
oh, well,
really liked it.
That's exciting to hear they're coming. And Big Z's Pizza House and Brew on South Mason, close to the Equestrian Center in the old Red Oak Grill spot. It's going to be Chicago-style pizza. They said they're going to have 20 beers, a full bar. They're working hard on that. I expect to see them open by mid-August or so stay tuned for that. I also want to mention we have a couple of events from the Katy Fort Bend Foodies group coming up. We do a monthly fundraiser, which we call KFBF Gives Back. Restaurant will have us in for all day, and they will donate 15% of their sales to the charity of their choice. And on August 6th, we're going to be at Beck's Prime on 99 up by Costco and I-10, and they're donating their money back to the Almost Home Animal Rescue Group, in which fosters dogs and finds home for them as well. September 19th, Daddy Duncan's Barbecue has graciously offered to give back 15% of their sales. They will be at Einstein's Pub on Mason Road from 7 till they sell out. They say 7 to 10. They're not going to be there at 10 o'clock. So you go. If you want some of his great barbecue, you go early for sure. And their charity is the Sunshine Through the Rain group, and that's a great cause. And what they do is they take children who've lost a parent, and they do activities with them and things like that. And you can learn more about that if you just look up Sunshine Through the Rain. So now we got through that. Let's talk to Scott. So 4 years in business.
Coming up in November, on November 7th, that will be our 4-year birthday, so our anniversary. Yeah, so we're getting close. We're getting really close to 4 years, yeah.
I mean, just any business lasting that long. We have a family business that's not food related. I didn't know if I was going to make it, 15 weeks, much less 15 years, but here we are, and we're still going strong. So that's quite an accomplishment, especially in the restaurant industry. You have a lot of competition. I mean, I know you're blowing them all away, as most people will agree, but just to still be here. How'd you get the idea for Proud Pie?
I've been in the hotel and restaurant industry my entire life. I've been baking since I was 14 years old. I've never baked pie specifically professionally. However, it's always been a huge hobby of mine. When I was 7 years old, our family moved from upstate New York to Nashville, Tennessee, and that was a huge culture shock for me as a young child. And so I fell in love with Southern food. And one of the first recipes I ever tried as a child, when I was 7 or 8 years old, I really wanted to cook and be a chef. Ever since that age, was Miss Daisy's rich fudge pie, which is what we still serve, or what we serve at Proud Pie. And then from that point on, after doing that recipe, pie has always just been a hobby, and I've just loved just collecting pie recipes, mashing pie recipes together, trying this and trying that out, and finding out the best recipes. So when it was time for me to retire from the hotel industry, when I'd have enough of having a boss and wanted to open my own place, pie was the perfect place, because I'll tell you, I could speak about pie, I could talk about pie for hours and hours. I never get sick of it. It's something that I've loved. It's a passion of mine, and I just feel like there's so much that I can do in the dessert world to bring pie to a forefront versus cake. I feel like cake has been something that Americans have kind of adopted as the American dessert. Everyone thinks about cake. The only time that most people think about pie is around Thanksgiving or Christmas. And it's a shame, because pie is a fantastic dessert. And so that's what I want to be. I want to be bringing pie to people. I want people to understand that pie is an everyday dessert that can be enjoyed anytime.
It should be. So I know what I'm about to ask you is like asking you which one of your children is your favorite one, but what is your favorite pie that you offer at Proud Pie?
Yeah, it's still Miss Daisy's rich fudge. It can't be any other pie than that. The Wonkaberry comes close. That's our blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries all mixed together with a lattice crust. That's my most artistic pie. That took the longest to create, but since the Miss Daisy's fudge pie has been with me since I was 7 years old, it's still the pie that I take home the most. That's the pie that if I've had a long day, if I've had a stressful day, I'll grab that slice of pie and take it home, cut it into small pieces, and eat it over, a couple of days or something like that. But that fudge pie is just the most chocolatey, decadent dessert that is in the Houston area, period.
Wow. So I want to ask you, which one is your best seller?
Of all the specialty pies, or all the Proud pies?
Just what you carry, yeah.
Yeah. So, you can go to any pie shop in America, and they're going to tell you that apple is the #1 seller, and that doesn't change with Proud Pie. Our State Fair caramel apple sells at the top every single month out of the year. There's no other seller.
And it's a very good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
So pies are your big focus, but you also serve sandwiches. Tell us what else you serve besides just pie.
Well, there's a number of things. We've got kind of a grab-and-go case that's on top of where the pie case is, and it's got things in there like cookies, muffins. There's different types of pound cakes and things like that there that people can take home with them when they come in. We also have sandwiches, fantastic toasted sandwiches on real, a great croissant or a nice focaccia that really toasts up well and tastes really good. We use the finest ingredients we can get our hands on. So the sandwiches that you're coming in aren't going to be your standard, just sandwich off the, sliced meat sandwich or anything like that. We roast our own prime rib in-house and for our prime rib sandwich. And then we carry Daddy Duncan's barbecue now. We carry Daddy Duncan's chopped beef, and we use that in our Proud Daddy sandwich. So there's a lot we offer. Quiche is also another thing. We do great breakfast sandwiches and quiche to bring people in the morning time and whatnot. And all these things are here, so that people can think of us as basically their neighborhood cafe, that it's not just pie that Proud Pie serves. They can come in any time of day and get something. We also usually stock some salads in our case in case you didn't want to come in and eat a slice of pie and have a sandwich and have all those calories. You can actually grab a nice Caesar salad or something like that. So.
What time do y'all open in the morning?
We open every day, Monday through Saturday at 8 o'clock. And then on Sunday, we open a little later at 10. Yeah.
So you're open 7 days a week.
That's right. Yep.
And so you have anything new coming down the pipeline that we can look forward to?
Those are secrets.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm not going to tell anybody. And
every-
everybody knows,
Yeah.
I never tell 36,000 people
I think, yeah,
anything.
exactly.
Never.
Every Thursday is when you need to tune into our Facebook page, and the Thursday will tell you what our new pie of the week is. Now, we do a weekly specialty pie. The pie this week that started today is our s'mores pie, and it is basically a chocolate chess with a layer of buttery graham cracker on top of that, and then there's a marshmallow meringue, and it's all baked in our all butter crust, served fantastic, nice and warm. And so that was a great seller last year, and so we brought it back for this July because, again, everyone goes camping and thinks about s'mores this time of the year, so it's a great time for a s'mores pie. And so that's our specialty this week. And then all month this month, the month of July, we have our Big Boss peanut butter chocolate silk pie. So it's a peanut butter silk mousse with layers of Ghirardelli chocolate, whipped cream, and it's all baked in our butter crust. And that's fantastic as well. So the entire month of July, the Big Boss is here too.
Wow. Piece of that, slice of that, one of those prime example prime rib sandwiches. I come in there for sandwiches. I can't get past the prime example, so it's the only one I've ever tried. But I hear good things about the other ones. Now, another thing I want to ask you is, anybody that's known you for more than a day knows that you're a master of social media and the videos that you come up with. I know I came in one time and there's a girl that works for you that is in a lot of your videos, and she's waiting on me, and I'm like, wait a minute, you really work here?
Right.
And
Miss
she's
Ashley.
like, absolutely,
Yeah.
I do. I just thought she was an actress. She definitely had me fooled.
No.
So where do the inspirations for your videos come from?
I just have a very fun-loving sense of humor, and I feel so blessed that I was able to leave corporate America and leave the hotel industry and open my own place, that I think a lot of my personality has started to truly branch out. And throughout my day, I might think of an idea that might come to me, and I'll write it down and make notes of it and things like that. And then if I can turn any of those ideas into something that tells you more about Proud Pie, or tells you a little bit about what we do or our personality, then they tend to work out, and they kind of make their way to the forefront. My favorite one so far is the butter and robots one that we do, and basically it's my way of explaining how different Proud Pie is, and the fact that all of our pie crusts are made by human hands, that we don't press our crusts, that there's real finger indentations in every pie crust that you buy from us, and that we use great ingredients like real butter, which is 7 times as expensive as the oil-based ingredients that are that you see in more and more pie crusts. And so it's little things like that. I want people to know about Proud Pie, but I also have this sense of humor that I just feel like I need to get out and make these videos. And so,
Well, they're working, man, because you crack me up. I'm telling you. Where'd you get the name Proud Pie?
I was in my car and I was driving to work. It was probably the last week of working at the hotel industry, and the song Proud Mary came on. And we were thinking of how that I could possibly come up with a great name for the restaurant that I wanted to. And I loved the repetition of the 2 P's. And so I heard Proud Mary and I thought Proud Pie. I'm really proud of my pies. We can't really call it humble pie because there is nothing humble about me or the way that I think about my pies.
No, there's not.
And so it's not as though you can meet me and say, oh, Scott must own a place called Humble Pie, because I'm not humble about my pies. My pies are in the forefront, and I really love them, and I want everyone to eat them. You might not like them, but I want everyone to try at least.
And you're very proud of them.
Yeah, I'm very proud of them. That's the most important thing, yeah.
I love that, man. All right. Well, that's great. It's all right. Well, now we got to know Scott a little more. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with Miss Kellie from Texas Borders. And we're going to talk to her a little bit about, the evolution of the Katy food scene. Be right back. All right, hello. Welcome back to the Drew Smoke Roadshow, episode 4. We're at Texas Borders, and we're very happy to be joined by Miss Kellie, the owner of Texas Borders. She has 2 locations, one on I-10 in West Green, and this one out here in Katy. Fulshire area, FM 1093. She's got a nice playground, adult patio, bands on weekends. It's a lot of fun being here. And if you stop by the 1093 location, you'll probably find me here more often than I should. But it's a great place. I love it here, and everybody treats me like family. And I think you come out here and you'll see the same thing. So Kellie, you've been in business over 20 years now in Katy. And, we talked to Greg Morago a little bit from the Chronicle about this. And I'll just give you a couple of minutes to repeat what you kind of said before about the evolution of the Katy food scene. Because when we first moved out here and the kids were young, we would, that was a big treat. You were pretty much the only thing out here. And, if we were going to do something fancy to us, we went to Texas Borders to see you at the original location. How have you evolved along with that to keep current, keep relevant in the food scene? Because you do a great job. Everybody loves you. You're very popular. You do a good business. So,
thank you. I think one of the main reasons we've been around for so long is pretty much for the fact that we build relationships with our customers. And I know you. I know most of my customers from the Fry Road location where they had small children that would come and play, and now their children have children. So I've seen just generations of families just evolve into mature adults, and now they live out here, and they have their children, and they come to play. And that's a pretty cool thing. We build relationships by trying to get to know your name. We try to honor you if you come in for the first time. We give a free chips and salsa and queso and our jalapeno ranch sample to the guests because we want to thank them for choosing us and coming to spend their hard-earned money at Texas Borders. I'm a working owner. My husband is a working owner as well, and along with my managers, and we really get out there and work as a team with our staff and ensuring that all the guests have a great experience, not just an ordinary experience. We want them to have an extraordinary experience, and that's our goal here at Texas Borders. We call ourselves the hi y'all, bye y'all. Me being from New Orleans, we just say hey y'all, and we give hugs. So that's kind of the feeling that we want our guests to feel when they come in to Texas Borders.
And you have a very wide menu. And talk about that, because I think that's kind of what makes you so unique, because you can come in here with a family of 10. Everybody's going to find something that they like. You can come in here, you can eat here every day and eat something different. So that makes you unique to me. So, talk a little bit about your menu and how you came up with and settled on that you do serve here now.
Oh, I think that's an easy one, because the business model behind Texas Borders Bar and Grill from the original location in 1996 on Fry Road was when we projected the business model to open the restaurant to landlords. It was the fact that we live out in Katy and we were young adults at the time, and we wanted to open a restaurant that was a little bit of everything. I mean, I'm from New Orleans. I had worked at Papacitas. Mexican was the rage, but I wanted my Cajun influence to be a part of the menu. And then your all-American food. Burgers is an everyday staple. Chicken wings is an everyday staple. So we kind of threw all three of those and called it Foods from Around the Borders, to where if you come in and you want Mexican, the whole family doesn't have to eat Mexican. You can choose something in the Cajun area, or you can do something in the American and just get a plain old hamburger. Or now at this location, the blackened wings have become such an icon. We go through more wings than I have ever in my whole 22 years in business now at this location, because the blackened wings have become so popular.
And they're so good, and and I saw one place try to maybe put a little spin on theirs to kind of be like, and it didn't work. I'm sorry, it didn't work. Yours are very unique, and every time somebody says anything to me about it, I've never been to Texas Border, what should I try? Blackened wings. Start with the blackened wings and go from there. So
we make the blackening seasoning in-house. A lot of people, kind of shy away from blackening seasoning because they think it's going to be too salty or too spicy, and ours is not. I think it's a perfect combination of a in-between.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And they do take longer to cook. So if somebody comes in and orders them, they need to be a little patient.
Yes, they do. That's one thing. Good things come with time.
Yeah.
So they do take 30 minutes to cook, and that's because we're not like a traditional wing place where they flash fry their wings. So the wings have already been cooked. So when you order your wings, they just heating them up basically and putting a sauce on them. And we take a fresh product and put them on the grill. And it takes it's a process certainly, but it's definitely well worth the wait.
And it shows. And it shows in everything that you do serve. I definitely agree with that. I also want to talk to you about keto. Keto diet is like the big thing now. And so you and Kevin came up with a keto menu. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Of course, I give all the credit to my husband, Kevin Wann. He was on the keto diet and is sometimes. We just got married, so he kind of fell off a little bit. But he was on the keto diet, and it worked for him. And he started, talking to other people, and it just seems like the keto diet is the fad right now. And he came up with a couple of things that he would eat. He would actually make it for himself because he got tired of eating the same things. And then we couldn't go to Mexican places because, you couldn't eat the chips. And so he's like, well, you need to get some chicharrones in here so I can have my chip and dip. And that's really how it evolved. And he would be eating the Kevin's Keto Special out in the restaurant, and people would be, what's that? And he's like, well, I don't know, my Kevin's Keto Special. And that's how it evolved. He threw a couple of, we actually he came to me with the menu and said, how can you make this menu keto? And I'm like, certainly can do it. It's basically just a modification of the product that we have and fitting it into your keto diet. But it's been very well received here. So when you come to Texas Borders, if they do not put it on the table for you, please don't hesitate to ask for the keto menu because it's a great alternative to you cooking at home.
Right.
That was really, really smart, and everyone has kind of gone to keto, and everyone knows about keto now, and it's troubling for restaurants, I think, sometimes to come up with good recipes that fit into someone's keto diet. But I think people are sick of cooking at home when they're on the keto plan because they can't find good food at restaurants. And so when you set yourself apart by putting that out there, and you've got a good keto menu, and people want to come to you more often, I really think that's great. That was fantastic. Yeah.
And if I'm here and a customer comes in, I would hope that they would ask for me because I'm very creative in the menu and even on the keto menu, and can really get with a customer and custom something for them for their keto diet. And it really is it's a wow factor because you're right. It's like they're at home trying to put together their menu and you're eating the same thing, bacon every day. Where you come here and it really fits the keto profile, and it is so flavorful and it's a great alternative. So we've been very pleased with our keto menu.
Before you did that, I saw a lady who's a regular here, and she'd order a burger with no bun, and then she would get the cracked broccoli, which I think that came from me. Yeah, and that would be her keto dish. And I think, it just probably you had more and more people asking for that. Kevin's keto plate, though, it's I don't want to say it's a hot mess. It's a good hot mess, but it's what is it? Chicken breast,
sautéed onion, bell pepper, mushroom, bacon,
broccoli,
cheddar and jack cheese with the sautéed
broccoli.
house-made broccoli.
And that broccoli is so good. I'll order things to go, and I'll go home and I'll eat all the broccoli. And I'm like, why did I order this? I should have just got a big box of broccoli. So that plate, if you haven't tried it yet and you're into the keto diet, I'd definitely encourage you to come try that. What other items do you have on that menu that you would want to mention that people probably don't know about?
Well, definitely the blackened wings, and we encourage the blackened wings with a side of the cracked broccoli. But my personal favorite is the blackened chicken bites, and it's our chicken breast that we cut up to order, and then we blacken it. So it's like a boneless chicken nugget that's blackened, and it comes with queso to dip the chicken in, and we live on that. That's like a staple.
And I eat that often.
And the other one, I think, is more the fajita steak bowl. It's fajita steak with onion, bell pepper, mushroom, and cheddar and jack cheese melted on top of it with the cracked broccoli.
And that's all really good, too. So you're breaking out into the brunch world. And that's starting, this weekend?
Yes.
Both restaurants?
Yes.
All right. So talk a little bit about your brunch menu that you've got going, the items that you are offering.
Well, we're super excited about the brunch menu because we've been pestered. Why don't y'all have a brunch menu? And really the honest reason behind that is we work so much as it is, and to get up early on a Saturday and Sunday morning to come to work and serve breakfast was not something that I said that I would ever do. And because it is so popular, brunch menus are so popular, and with football coming up, we have a lot of people that come to stake out their seat at the bar at like 10:15 or 10:30 before the football games, and they want to eat, and they always say, "Oh, can you make me eggs?" And really, Kevin started cooking the regulars, just eggs and bacon and toast, or he'd make chorizo and egg tacos. And so every week, when some of our regulars would come in early at like 10 and they would get a drink, they were like, "Hey, what you cooking for breakfast today?" And that's how it evolved. And then one of my kitchen employees who works back there, all my kitchen employees get so excited when Kevin shows up on Saturday and Sunday because they know that he's going to cook for them. And that's how the breakfast torta came around, with
And
the
I tried
refried
that.
beans and the guacamole on the brioche bun and bacon and egg. And
That sounds so good.
oh my gosh, all the staff just died for it. They're like, "Oh," I'm like, "That's why you love to work Saturdays and Sundays, because we have the best breakfast ever for our staff and for our regulars that come in." So that's how the brunch menu evolved, was we put those personal favorites that we'd rotate every weekend into a brunch menu. And then on the weekends, we have great drink specials all day Saturday and Sunday. And I mean, you can't go anywhere in Katy and get a $10 mimosa carafe, or $5 sangria. And we have great Bloody Marys. We have a border Bloody Mary that's served with bacon, that's real popular. And it just is kind of a perfect combination between the drink menu and the brunch menu. So right now, brunch starts at 11. We have not opened the restaurant earlier while we're still executing the brunch menu. But starting in August, we will start opening the restaurant at 10 o'clock. So that way, if you're coming to see your favorite college football game, or you're coming to see the Texans on Sunday, you'll be able to come get your seat, get a mimosa or a Bloody Mary, and something on the brunch menu.
Yeah, that chupacabra bowl, I tried that. I like that as well. We had tacos that Kevin made with a chorizo and egg with the corn tortillas. So I think.
Did you try the country potatoes?
Yes, and I
Those
did like
were-
those. I don't know how you season those up, but those are a winner.
Yeah,
And-
he has a hangover.
And the
Hangover cure.
And that will cure your hangover. You know why? Because it's going to make you go home and take a nap, and by the time you wake up
Absolutely.
from it, you'll probably be fine. And the one thing that, I suggested, and it's just not on the menu, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but the Drew Smoke breakfast plate is 2 eggs and one of Miss Kellie's grilled pork chops with the country potatoes. I'm telling you, as soon as you put that on the menu, you're going to retire in about a month, because that's going to sell. You're going to make millions.
That's right.
Off it.
All our
So-
Katy followers.
So if you ask for it real nicely, I don't ever see it actually being on the menu. Maybe.
That's how we come up with some of our best items.
Yeah, but you can ask for it, and I know they'll make it for you. So, no, that's great. I'm excited about you opening at 10 early for the games, because I know you've got a lot of regulars that show up here, and you're not even open, and like you said, they're already staking out their tables. And every year you've always had back-to-school events. You have any of those planned for this year?
Oh, absolutely. June is actually a month that's everybody's on vacation, so we kind of halted our live music on the patios just to let everybody go and do their family thing. And now with this upcoming weekend, we have live music back in action on Saturday nights, as everybody's getting ready for the school year. So this Saturday night is one of, I think, your personal favorites, is Line Shack 6.
Yes, they are.
And they'll play on the patio. They're a super group. And then the following weekend in August, we have Identity Crisis on Saturday the 3rd, and that's going to be starting off the back-to-school specials and back-to-school bash. They're a great band and very popular here in the Katy community. So that's Identity Crisis. And then I have my personal favorite, Keely Bell. He'll be here on the 10th. And then on the 17th, we have Runway Radio, and the lead singer is actually a principal at Wood Creek Junior High.
Wow.
Wow.
One of the schools, I know. And so
That's-
she's awesome. She's the lead singer, female lead singer, and all the teachers from the community come out to support her. So it's a great time, and they're one of our favorite bands. So that'll be on the 17th, and school will be already in session.
So you're going to have the adult patio full, and you're going to have the family patio full with all the kids. So,
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's going okay.
the best of both worlds. Bring your kids, let them play, and you can listen to live music and have an adult beverage.
All right. Well, thank you, Miss Kelly. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
all that. So we're going to take a break, and we're bringing in Diane Covert to talk about the Krause Children's Center and our little fundraiser that Miss Kelly's been played a huge part in today. And we're going to talk about them and volunteering opportunities for you as well if you want to help some well-deserving teenage girls. We'll be right back. Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Drew Smoke Roadshow, episode 4. And we're joined now by Diane Covert from the Krause Children's Center. And she's going to tell us a little bit about the mission over there and what they do. I've taken the tour over there. I encourage you, if you can, to go over and see what's going on over there, doing some good things for some well-deserving kids. So thank you, Diane, for taking the time to be here.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate that very much. So tell us, the Krause Center, how long have you been there? Kind of give us a little rundown.
I've been involved in the Krause Center for about 15 years. I just happened to start volunteering there about 15 years ago, and just love the young ladies. And I really wanted to introduce the community of Katy to Krause, because I felt like there was some misconceptions as far as what they do there. Krause is a residential treatment center, and these are young ladies who are in foster care, and they need help. They need a second chance. They need someone to listen to them. They need therapy, and it's a wonderful place. So my volunteering turned into an actual job, which I'm so blessed to have. I'm very, very thankful for it. I know a lot of people that, if you're my friend, you volunteer there, so beware. But I'm so blessed to have it as a job and as my career now. I really like to be able to help these girls.
And you're doing a great job. How did you ever find your way to Krause?
Well, I was going to volunteer in my children's elementary school, but there were so many volunteers I had to sign up, and I wanted to be in the classroom at least once or twice a week, and it wasn't happening. So I ended up Tess Thornton, Ceramics by Tess. She was doing ceramics with the girls, and I wanted to do art with the girls also. So we used to take our little wagon out there and do art with them once a week. We would, go through the classrooms. It was a lot of fun. It was neat. And Tess still works with the Krause girls. In fact, we've been out twice this week to make some ceramics for our upcoming gala.
When is your gala? What time of year is that?
Our gala is February 22nd.
So you're a long ways off.
Yeah, we're a long ways off.
I understand. Scott, you took the tour just like I did. What did you think when you went through there? What was running through your mind?
When we first got there, I thought, this is a pretty large facility. My first question was, I wonder if the girls actually go to school here too. And after speaking with Diane and going through the tour process, they actually do. I mean, they've got a school there, and they teach these girls. It was a very, very humbling visit. And you could kind of feel how special that place was, and I really, really loved it. My wife Carol was with me too, and she really loved the visit as well. So thanks again, Diane, so much for showing us around. It was really, really fantastic. But my heart goes out to those girls. It just feels like they just need people to care for them. And that's that's a big thing with me, and it's just so easy to find. It's just so hard to find places that care so much like the Krause Center, and so we were really excited when we got a chance to visit. Yeah.
Well, one thing about the school is these girls are in treatment. They're getting intense therapy for their past trauma. And a part of that trauma is that they're not doing well in school because they've never had anybody really to support them and give them confidence in school. So we have our own charter through TEA, and they're able to actually recover credits. And that's a huge deal because a lot of these girls have incomplete or failed classes, and they are able to recover those so that when they leave, go back to a foster home, they're actually on grade level when they leave. And honestly, they're so excited. Some of them never knew they were as smart as they are, just because they've never really cared and they've never really put any effort. But because they have so many people around them that care for them, they're like, wow, I'm good at math, or I love science, or I don't like history so much, but I can get caught up. So it's really neat. I'm glad that we can do that for them.
I agree. And one thing I noticed going around was the shoes. They're not allowed to have shoestrings, so you've got you've got some of these young ladies in flip-flops, and some we're lucky enough to have slip-ons, a lot of tennis shoes with no shoestrings. And I'm thinking, how comfortable is that, you know? And I know there's something we can do to help them get some new shoes. So we kind of got together and had an idea that maybe we could get with one of these major sporting goods stores and, you know, and buy some shoes for some girls. So we've done a fundraiser, and we pretty much almost raised that a full amount. So 60 girls there have all got to choose their own pair of shoes, their own colors. I mean, you know, we gave them their choice. They had some control over something. It's not that this is what you get. We hope you like it. If you don't, you know, too bad. Have a nice day. It's not like that at all. So really, really grateful to Dick's Sporting Goods. They sent a crew over there with foot measures. They measured every girl, let them pick out actually brought the shoe sample so they could actually see the shoe and, get the color they want, the style, whatever. But they're all slip-ons. And, I'm really proud that the Katy Fort Bend Foodies group has contributed. Today we're here at Texas Borders. They're doing a 15% give back at both locations. So if you dined in today, 15% of the sales went towards these shoes. Got a couple auctions that are going on, and we're going to make this go. And it's probably going to be, I don't know if you've gotten a total yet on how much it's going to cost. I was guesstimating around $3,000. And, if I had to pay for it myself, I was going to pay for it. But everybody stepped up and really helped us out, and those girls really deserve that. So I thank all of you. I thank you for letting me be a part of that.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and Andrew, it was a great idea, and thank you for starting it. I think the girls really, really loved being able to pick out their shoes, right? Diane?
Yeah, they were really excited. Dick's came out and brought about a dozen pair of shoes, and the girls were a little confused, like, I get to pick out shoes, those shoes,
Isn't that great?
And they were Nikes, and they weren't on sale, which Dick's did give us 20% off.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dick's Sporting Goods.
But it was amazing. They all got their feet measured, and one girl, they measured her foot, and she's like, that's not my size. And they're like, yeah, it is. And so she's like, I don't think so. So they looked at the shoes she had on, and her shoes she had on were too small for her.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're excited to get her in a pair that actually fit, And also, these are growing girls.
Yes.
So that's a size she probably wore, maybe 3 months ago. I don't know.
Right.
So it was really cool, and Dick's has been really awesome in making sure that we get all the shoes that we wanted to get.
It's very nice of them. When I went in there and they looked at me and you want to do what? And I said, I want to buy 60 pairs of shoes for these girls across the freeway. And okay, all right, well, let's make it happen. I mean, no hesitation, no anything. We're going to get with our corporate office. They came up with a little discount for us, which is more than we could have asked for. So I'm very grateful for that. Diane, tell us, what other needs could be, or what other needs do you need help with being met at the facility, and then what can one person do to help you out with that?
Yeah, we have a lot of different things that you can do for us. As far as if you can actually come to the facility and volunteer, we have a mentoring program. Now, for the mentors, you've got to be 21 years or over and a female. And we do have orientation for that and background checks, et cetera, et cetera. But we do have times when groups can come out and have a diva day with the girls where you bring fingernail polish and makeup and stuff and do that with the girls. The girls are in a therapeutic environment, so they can't have anything that they could possibly hurt themselves with, so they don't get their own fingernail polish. So it's a treat when people come in to paint their fingernails. Or you could do an arts and crafts day, or you can do, you could play volleyball. We had some girls out last week, a group from National Charity League that played volleyballs against our girls. And so all kinds of groups can do that type of thing. Now, on those groups, boys have to be 21 years old. So the girls can be 12, but the men have to be at least 21. Now, another thing we have that men can do is we have a surrogate parent program through the school, and this is where you go to their ARD meetings. A male can do that, 21 years or over, and I have a couple of male surrogate parents, and they are awesome, and the girls actually, they love them. And this is about a 30-minute a week thing during the day. So we have that. And then we also have, let's say you can't come to Krause because you're too busy, but you have a group. We have items that we need collected. Like right now, our point store, the girls get to shop in a point store every week. Who doesn't like to shop? And so they get to spend their positive points. They get positive points for everything they do. So they get to spend their points in our point store, which we've got all kinds of loveys for them, stuffed animals, pillows. We like the bath rugs for them to decorate their rooms with. Those wall clings that say words on them, nice words or optimistic words. We also, they get pickles. They love pickles, those huge pickles. When they go to the store, they get to buy a food item and then a regular item. So if groups collect these items for us, it helps us with our budget. We don't have to buy these items. And who doesn't like to shop,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we have those. We have different things, but it's important that you contact us, because at different times of the year, we might, our needs will be different. We may have just gotten a huge donation or something. So, it really, just depends on the time of year as far as what we need.
And then how is the best way to get in touch with y'all?
Well, you can call the facility. You can email me at diane.covert@upbring.org. And I'm also on the Fort Bend Foodie on the Facebook thing, too. So you could just private message me, too.
Right.
Yeah, you can contact me, or you can, if you want to volunteer, we have a volunteer coordinator, and she actually has 2 orientations a month. One is in the day, and one is during the evening. And you would be with a group, and you would just be getting a tour and kind of checking it out to see if you would like to be a volunteer there.
Give us the phone number to the facility.
Okay, the phone number is 281-392-7505. And you'll get the receptionist from 8 to 5, and on the weekends, probably 8 to 5 also. And you might have to leave a message for the volunteer coordinator. You can also go to our website, KrauseChildren'sCenter.org, and you can click on a link to volunteer and fill out the volunteer paperwork, and then someone will get back to you if you want to do that.
Oh, all right. Well, that's great. So y'all make it very easy.
We try to make it easy.
All right. Was there anything else as far as Krause that we should know that you want to throw in?
Well, I just, the Katy community has been such supportive of the Krause Children's Center for so long, and I just love it when things snowball, and they have snowballed with this this shoe drive. It's just really fun.
It's amazing.
So we really appreciate everyone who has stepped up to give us incentive to give, and the people that have given. And I appreciate you, Andrew, for taking us under your wing.
Very much.
And just, really appreciate everything that everybody does. These girls don't have everything that we have, and sometimes you take things for granted that you get to experience or that you have, and you don't realize it until you visit some girls like this. So we really appreciate everything that everybody does for our facility.
All right. And so give us an update on how much we've raised so far in direct donations.
We've raised a little over $1,500, I want to say.
Right.
That's to date before I walked in this restaurant. So
then
we've got the 15% for this. Like you said, there's a couple of auctions going on. You
Yes.
can continue if we can't raise too much.
Yeah.
If we go over what we need, we do have a few girls that are in the hospital that didn't get to pick out their shoes. So
We need to make that happen.
yeah, we'll be buying some more shoes. So just feel free to give, and if you have any questions about giving, that's my job.
Right. So to get in touch with you.
Yeah, get in touch with me.
About a month ago, I was invited to do a dunk tank in the morning at Scholars and Scoundrels.
Right.
And Andrew was nice enough to bet me that he could raise more money than I could, and whoever lost would pay $100. And I have not yet paid that $100 cash to you. So I just want to let you know that I do have $100
Okay.
for you. And you can
Yay.
use it however you want to in the in the shoe drive or whatever else. But Andrew did raise more money in the dunk tank than I did, and so I do have to pay that to you. So
Well, we knew
well,
that was
thank
going to
you.
happen. We knew I was going to win because, see, people love him. Me, maybe not so much. And the lady that came out and dropped like $60 and
right.
dunked me,
Yep.
15
countless
times.
numbers of times, right?
Never ordered anything. Just
Right.
this little smirk of satisfaction on her face as she walked away, and I thanked her, and she gave me a look and said, "You're welcome."
You're welcome, yeah.
So I don't know who you were, but I am very grateful that you came out and that you did that. And the boys at SNS that threw that big party, they sold shirts, and between that and they went to a bowling tournament sponsored by Tito's, I believe it was, and they won the Best Spirit Award because I guess they're really not bowlers. But Tito's made a $500 donation as part of what SNS did to Krause. So between all of that, they were able to come up with $2,000, which was earmarked for activities, I believe.
Yes, the girls get to go out on activities. They went to the Skeeters baseball game last night.
Wow.
And
Oh,
it was beautiful.
Yeah. That's a
It was,
blast.
I mean, it wasn't too hot. It was beautiful last night.
Is a good game to go
Yeah,
to.
They're
yeah,
a lot
30
of
of them
fun.
got to go.
Yeah.
They went to the Astros a couple months ago when the season just started. So we do take donations of tickets to these games and stuff. We like to get the girls out. So, if you ever hear of someone having rodeo tickets or
Texans tickets.
Texans
Trey
tickets.
Young, I'm talking
yeah.
to you, sir, and I'm going to be sending you an email. Let's get them out to a preseason game.
Right,
At
right.
least, so-
Oh, they've never been to a Texans game.
That would be crazy.
I would have to go with them, I think.
We'll see what we can do about that. All right, well, to wrap up, I just want to thank Kevin and Kellie Wann for doing this 15% gives back. Randy and Sylvia Duncan donated catered barbecue dinner for 100 that's being auctioned off. I think it's at like $1,500 right now, which will be added to this total. And then also John Bach with 1,000 Degrees. Chris from Papa Euros, Chris Smith from Pablo's, Kyle Harris from Ramble Creek, and then of course we talked about Dick's Sporting Goods. They all threw in something that the restaurants did. If you brought your receipt from your donation to this, they'd give you, Chris would give you a hot dog, free queso at Pablo's. So they all did something to encourage you to donate. So I hope you took advantage of that as well. So okay, well we're gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna try some beer. Stay tuned. Howdy, friends, and welcome back to the last segment of the Drew Smoke Roadshow. Now we're going to try some beer, some new beer that's not really all that new. It's an archival recipe from Budweiser. It's the Budweiser Discovery Reserve American Red Lager, which is to commemorate the Apollo 11 moon mission, the 50th anniversary of that. And I brought Marc Lankford in here, one of my friends, and you know him from the Katie Fort Bend Foodies group. I brought him in because he's been a big proponent of asking Miss Kellie to please get some of this in so we could try it. It came in today, hour and a half ago. Miss Kellie put some on ice, and we're about to try some. So, Marc, what is it about this new beer that you are so interested in and wanted to try it?
As a native Houstonian, I do celebrate space, having NASA here and Houston being integral in the moon landing. It's really important to me as a native Houstonian. So with Budweiser offering a Discovery Reserve for the 50th anniversary, to have that here in Houston, I know it's a limited market release, would be a really special thing to celebrate. And so I was happy Miss Kellie took the opportunity to get this stocked for the people to come in here, and I can't wait to try some of it.
We're about to do that. We're about to do that right now. So, Kellie, tell us how hard was it to get this brought in from your distributor?
Well, Marc actually enlightened us about the anniversary. That's this Saturday, and I'd spoke with my bar manager and asked her to, get a couple of cases in because we had customers that were asking about it and if we were doing anything special. And so today I get word that there was no more of this available. So I have friends in high places, as I like to say, since I've been in business for a long time, and called my rep, and he was able to bring me out 2 cases. But it's highly allocated and there's only a limited release. So we're real fortunate that we have two cases in, and we're getting ready to try it.
All right, let's take a sip of this.
Cheers, guys.
You got to love that color.
Cheers.
Thank you, Miss Kellie.
Yes, thank you so much for bringing this in. And you notice the color is kind of a red-orange. And, Marc, you told me that was for a specific reason.
It is. The next destination that NASA has on plan is to go to Mars. So they have made this recipe a light reddish color in that spirit.
And I do catch the toffee finish that they were advertising as well. That's a very interesting and unique beer. So there's only 2 cases available. Is it going to be first come, first serve, or do I have to know somebody?
You have to know somebody.
Okay, you heard that there.
Yeah, it's really good. Caramely. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, definitely a nice lager. I could definitely enjoy.
And it's
six
my
pack of
understanding this is the original recipe from 50 years ago. Is that
It's,
correct?
it's inspired by the recipe from 1969. I don't know that it's the exact same one, but I know that the bottle is supposed to be the same stubby that they had in 69, and it is inspired by the 69 recipe. I wasn't quite born yet.
And they do look familiar. You know, when you get to be my age, my dad drank a lot of beer. Pop, yeah, and I remember bottles looking like that as a kid.
One thing about this bottle and the cap also, the lunar excursion module was known as the Eagle. Houston, the Eagle has landed, and Silver Eagle has incorporated the Silver Eagle onto the bottle to look like the limb on the moon with Earth in the background.
That's really cool.
Pretty cool.
That's really
That's
cool.
Very
That's
clever.
really cool.
All right, and on that note, we're going to wrap up episode 4. Scott, thank you very much for being here
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. It was great. Thank you so much for having me.
and learning more about you and Proud Pie and Miss Kelly for having us out doing the fundraiser for the Krause girls. It's been a huge day. Mark, coming in and letting us know about the beer. I had not heard about this until he told me about it, and that Miss Kelly was lucky enough to get some in, so we're going to enjoy this. So I will see you very soon. If you see me out and about in public, please say hi, give me a hug. I enjoy meeting every one of you. So until then, we'll see you soon. Y'all be safe.